Hey, where am I? Oh, hey, welcome everybody to today's chess stream here on lichess and Twitch. Oh, hey, welcome everybody to today's chess stream here on. Sorry, a little bit of echo. So welcome everyone to our chess stream today. I'm Panda, and yeah, here's our host. Hey, welcome everybody. What's up? International master and owner of the Panda, William Paschall. We are going to be playing Blitz and Rapid Chess with the viewers, the subscribers and viewers. So we had a tough simul yesterday. That was pretty brutal. Welcome, cheers everyone. I saw Asterbait, Spectacular Camel, JCS. What's up, guys? I haven't been on the Discord channel in a while, JCS. Just had no free time. What's up? Mule Skinner challenges us. Mule Skinner fresh off the simul win yesterday. Nice game by Mule Skinner. King's Indian type of position. Apparently I was holding Mule Skinner, but I had to find very precise moves, and that wasn't the only game where in my time pressure I couldn't quite do it. So yesterday simul tough. I think we had like, let's see, 7 losses, 7 draws. That's 14. So something like 11 wins, 7 losses, 7 draws. I'm going to take subscriber challenges. Wow, Ananas is here. I don't know if Ananas is a subscriber, but I'm going to take his challenge anyway. He's an old subscriber, and he's been forever since he's been on the stream. So, an old friend of the stream. Erdna, I don't think he's a subscriber. We're going to start with Mule Skinner. If you guys would like to play, please challenge me between 5+3 and 7+3. It used to be 8+3. Challenge me to 5+3 through 7+3. Any kind of increment between 3 and 5 seconds. So 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 7-3. Those are your options. Something in that range. Casual challenges only, please. I'd like to keep it casual here. Asterbait, thank you for the bit donation and activating the football giveaway for 3 others in the chat. The Twitch thing says 8+3. Twitch thing shouldn't say 8+3. I would swear I had. Maybe that snuck in there. I mean, that got stuck in there somewhere. I thought I had updated it, but it may still say 8+3. Thanks for notifying me about that, Bob. Mr. Coffee, I don't know why I was calling you Bob yesterday. I guess it just seems like someone named Mr. Coffee is like Bob. You know, Bob is such an average name. Okay. But I'm sorry for mixing you guys up. I know you're different people and you have different names. Monday's the best stream. JCS said I posted some tips on how to learn an opening in a chess tips room. I think he's talking about Discord, in case you guys don't know. Could you take a look when you get some time and tell me what you think? Okay, I'll try to do that. I'll make a note to self. Note to self. The JCS tips room. Okay, Ananas just subscribed, making himself a resubscriber. He's actually been subscribed before, but he's been busy doing other stuff. So I'm gonna take the Mule Skinner and then Ananas and Asterbait. Oops, I took out Ananas first, but that's cool. We'll go ahead and play Ananas since he hasn't been on the stream in so long. I don't think Mule Skinner will mind. Whoops. Okay, I accepted the wrong challenge. At least I get white. Let's start with C4. I skipped right over Mule Skinner. Sorry about that, buddy. No problem. Both these guys are Europeans, so I have the advantage that they're probably tired. I have the disadvantage. Being called Bob isn't that bad. True, Mr. Coffee. We've all been called worse at some point. It's like after I told myself 3 times, I kept doing it. Like it was like this addiction. So Ananas also plays the Catalan. Let's just play something non-standard. It's like a reverse Caro Khan. I was looking at a position like this today with one of my students. Almost the same position, except there was like a bishop on g4. What difference does it really make? It makes you wonder. Is the bishop better on f5 or better on g4? Seems inconsequential. Looks to me like I should have nothing. I've always believed I should have nothing in this type of position. Knight a4. Bishop g5 maybe? Just develop a piece. That looks feeble. Probably better to play like bishop f4. But I am pinning his knight. Anyway, we've got lots of time here. I'm not a believer in my own position here. That's the problem. Can I go here? This is a weird move. Confusing ananas with tactics. Bob and Bob. Tushar. We had a Blitz game. That was interesting. You know, you had me outplayed in the opening there this morning. Very early for me. Okay, so he couldn't take it because that was unprotected, but now he can take it. Pretty lame position for me, honestly, here. I just don't play this stuff. What is this? If I could play e4 somehow. Seems totally nothing for white. We just have to accept we have nothing and live life and move on. I recommend to people not to do this, and I did it anyway. Any tactics? Bob says, Ginger GM just played this in a bullet game. Nothing matters in the bullet game, right? Let's be honest. Never go to an end game against me. But you punished me. I was inaccurate in the opening. Has anybody else really looked at Lila's new move E5 in Nimzo? Spectacular Camel. I have not. I think Asterbay was talking about that yesterday, right? Where does my rook belong here? Anyways. The Joel Rabouchan. It sounds French. Whatever it is. King Crusher not streaming for a long time. Not even the yearly bullet. He got a job with Google. Programming the AI. I killed myself. Nope. Alright. Queen a3. No rook sacrifices, please. Sometimes you feel like Capablanca. I'm setting up some kind of sick cheapos here. Doesn't work. Guarding against said cheapos. Knight a4, perhaps. We got plenty of time. Nice to see me laugh. Laughing at mean jokes. I have respect for anybody up to really popularize, chess streaming. I think King Crusher, he's gruff and corny sometimes, but he's done a good job. I really like, for example, Chess Network. These guys, I gotta respect them. They put in determination, a lot of time. Chess Network is a really good player. All right, knight f6. What are we doing here? Oh, knight a4. Wait, is this even a good move? Ananas like filtering in on me. It is a clever nickname. We also use that in Hungarian. If you guys can see, I'm American, but you may or may not know that I live most of the year in Budapest. So the German use of this ananas is carried over into Hungarian. You go to the store, buy a pineapple, it's called an ananas. Ananas. Any tactics to checkmate me? Hopefully not. Yeah, now knight c5. I've been setting this up very carefully. Trading queens on the right terms, hopefully. Do I lose a piece? And a lot of trouble to weaken his pawn structure here. Pineapples, surprisingly, well, yeah, I mean, for the average person, you don't go around buying pineapples that often. Lower middle class Hungarian, probably not buying a lot of pineapples on a regular basis. But it's not as expensive as you would think. They're pretty, you know, I mean, Hungary, we get a lot of trade with Mediterranean, even northern Africa has trade routes and stuff, so bananas, pineapples, I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. We don't have to get them from like South America or something. Alright, rook takes d3. Actually, I wonder where the pineapples actually grow that they import to Hungary. It's a good question. Okay, we're slightly better here. I don't think they bring them over from Caribbean or something. Do pineapples exist in Africa? I think of them as like Caribbean, South American things. Southeast Asia, like where do pineapples actually grow other than I just South America, and that's all I think of because I'm American. Never play an endgame against me. That's what Tushar said. Did the bananas taste different? Tropical environments. We're certainly off topic here, guys. This is a chess stream. Alright. He's got the classic block the C file deal. Maybe I could have played e4 there. I was actually scared of opening the e file that would give him play instead of me. He is fast, huh? And that's not really a time player, but he plays fast. He doesn't, you know, he's no nonsense. He doesn't play for time. I haven't played him in a while, but he does move quickly when he knows what he's doing. Doesn't waste time. Is white better here or not? Kind of a good question. He's got the pretty strong knight, but we're offsetting it with pressure against his backward pawn. Very deep comment, Bob. Weird position. Ananas is back. And he's resubscribed. Thank you again for resubscribing, Ananas. Last Friday's got canceled, but I do want to try to do regularly stream on Fridays for the European players early in the morning. So it's 10 a.m. Fridays. If I take on c4, he gets this protected passer, and I've got problems. So this isn't really a great option for me to kind of play around it. As you can see, that gives him quite an amount of counterplay. Centralizing my king probably wouldn't hurt at some point. Now we begin the process of king centralization. Centralization. We took a little bit of his firepower out there by trading one set of rooks. So hopefully there won't be too much danger. Can I manage to walk into some sort of tactic or something? Yes. Is white really better here? How would we evaluate this? I would feel like I'm just a tiny bit better. Well, the rook's more active. I have less weaknesses. I mean, the b4 is a weakness that can't be attacked, therefore it's not a weakness. This is my chess theory in action. Where's Soltigo today? He's not here yet. Kind of goes without saying. Okay, what's up? Oh, there goes my bishop. Chess sarcasm. It's a little hard to get out of this. I can't play f3. How can I really attempt to win this position? I have no idea. It's just a draw, I guess. White's just a tiny bit better, but I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue how to win this. Maybe I can try this. What does this even do? I don't really have any ideas. Transferring my king to c3. Okay. It's a thing, it's something. You know, it's some improvement. He sacks a piece there. That's probably not enough. I can take on c3, perhaps. c4, that is. Or I can play e4, but... e4 is interesting. Uh-oh. Now the f3. That's a good idea. God, this is just annoying. Alright, man. I don't know how to win. Let's just draw. Maybe there is a way to win. Wait a second. Like, faked him out. Where's the panda? It's not a threefold yet. Yes, Tushar. Bishop h3. I was going to play for that now. That's my idea. That's why I didn't agree to a draw. Well, I don't know if there's any bishop d7. This is my only plan. I really saw the bishop h3 on my own. I swear to the everlasting ruler of the universe. Like, I absolutely saw bishop h3 without Tushar's help. Otherwise, I would have made the threefold rep. But I was like, okay, yeah, bishop h3. Actually, ironically, maybe Ananas could have played knight d6 last move. Going back here instead. To be able to cover with like knight f5. To stick his knight on f5 might hold even better. So like this last move he played, it would be fine to go here, ironically, because on rook takes c6, knight e4 check, he wins the exchange. course, it could be complicated. I could play something weird like f3 there with the idea of e4. I don't know. Yeah, this seems to work. No, wait a minute. There's king e7. Bishop takes c6. Check. King d8. This may not work. So you have to find a different way to do it. Bishop d7, king e7. What's happening to me? Because I think Tushar's idea of bishop d7 really walking into discovery with... I mean, maybe I get 100 pawns, but I don't think so. Because stuff is falling with, like, check there. Yeah, so that's weird. Just this variation funny. Bishop d7. King e7 is a joke. Doesn't make progress. I can't take. So... Bishop c8 is best. Apparently rook d7 was a move. Peter suggesting king g7. What does this do? Oh, to play this. Giving him some kind of counterplay. With rook f6. Now king d3, rook f6. And I can walk back with king e2. Of course, I'd have to be precise to see that. But it looks like at the end of the day, okay, he's still getting counterplay. Knight d6, rook takes c6, it's not enough. Yeah, this is a win. Probably a win for me. Up a pawn in a minor piece ending. Okay, guys, tough game. We're going to take Mule Skinner next. Okay, Mule Skinner, 7+3. You guys can also challenge me to 5+3. It doesn't have to be the longer 7+3 games. It's really up to you guys.
Yeah, baby.
Alright. Good luck. I've got the yes and no buttons now. I reclaimed my no button.
No!
Alright, d5. So the Mule Skinner. Today I was... Let's see, I'm not committed to this. Last week I did weird openings on Monday. But I'm not always going to do weird openings every Monday, just sometimes. So, okay, knight f3 d5. I don't remember where I bought the no button. It was some novelty store. I guess you can order it online. I mean, obviously. My son says, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And there's actually a button that says blah, blah, blah. But that would be kind of boring, like different forms of blah, blah, blah. Somehow yes and no. It's more fun. All right. What is Mule Skinner doing? He's thinking 30 seconds on this move. Got another Reti opening. I just don't support what I did last game with that exchange on d5 and queen b3 and d4. It's nothing for white. I'm probably slightly worse, to be honest. But as I said, I was analyzing an almost identical position with the bishop on g4 with move 11 today, and I thought I could use some of the ideas that we used, but that's a Slav of sorts. So castles. Too predictable. The one game you won over the board with g3, and now you're going to play it all the time. Well, you know, Tushar, I used to play g3. I played g3 many times in the past. It's not like that was my first time playing g3. I'm using it as kind of a filler though, because I don't have time to study my own openings that much these days. It's more like anti-theory. It's also when I'm not really awake yet. I just play this for default. But Mule Skinner plays the French, to be honest, Tushar. The French drives me nuts. Now it's just a form of Catalan. What's up, Saul? Thanks for the donation. We got donations from Acerbate for 151, Spectacular Camel 102, Saul with 10. You guys can also support the stream with a donation via PayPal. There's a PayPal button on the Twitch stream and on the YouTube channel. Video chess training on YouTube. If nothing else, guys, please just like my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel for free, and you can follow us here on lichess as well. We're almost up to 2,000. I'm almost up to 2,000 followers. So it's just a standard Tarash here. I love playing the white side of the Tarash though. But to be honest, Tushar, G3 is a move I played, you know, the last 25 years. I mean, I just don't play it that often. Usually it's something like 1 in 10 games where I would play G3 or less or something. What was the first pre-moving? Wait, I pre-moved it? It's Moon Day. So welcome everyone. Tushar, Acerbate, S4. Got lots of subscribers in the stream. Bob, Turkey, Chestosterone, Ananas is back. Who else? It's good to have Ananas. He's a strong player. I like to see, you know, FIDE 2100 players in the stream. I wish we had more players like that. Usually the problem is that people get arrogant once they get to like over 2100. Oh, I don't want to watch, you know, another player. Another good player was World Loser, but I guess he's busy. Okay, here's the main line, Tarash. I usually play Bishop F4. The main line is actually Bishop E3, for those of you who are Tarash aficionados. Pre-moved castles. You talking to me? I pre-moved castles? On move 5? You can always pre-move castles there. There's nothing black can do. It doesn't matter what he does. I go through phases with openings, Tushar. This has always been the case with me. I play things for a while, for like a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and then I get bored with it and I kind of move on. It's always been this kind of phases for me. So I think the G3, Knight F3 is just a phase. I'm going through a phase, Mom. Can't stop playing G3. I mean, the nice thing about it, though, is that I play the King's Indian with black, so many times we're transposing to either D4 fianchetto openings that I know, or maybe King's Indian. So Bishop G4, I had a game with a girl named Laura Ross, I remember. She was like a 2100, promising American women's player, but I haven't heard anything of her in years. This was like 15 years ago. She was a student of Joel Benjamin. Okay, Bishop G4, H3, Bishop H5, I believe is theory. Sometimes they play Bishop back to E6 here. The VOD. The Bishop E6, and now we have our favorite plan, like taking and playing E4. I had a game with Yuri Borashek like this, but I don't remember if he played Bishop G4 or Bishop E6 directly. It probably was this like exact position. I've had a number of games in this, and black has to be like kind of precise. Against Borashek, I drew, but I was a little bit better, and that's pretty much been the case in all games. This is like totally like risk-free, tiny advantage for white. Black can almost never win unless white does something. Black can never win unless the white does something crazy. I remember once I beat some 2,100 player, a very long game. It was like a bishop endgame with equal pawns or something. How do you upload the video to YouTube? Do you record it? No, it's just easy to upload. Twitch saves the video. So e4. It's harder to upload videos when you're like uploading it from like a recorder program. That's a little more complicated. I mean, everything's complicated for me. Not really technology. Not really well versed in technology here, but I programmed my parents' VCR when I was a little kid. What can I say? It's all been downhill since that. E4. So Mule Skinner's time usage is horrific. This looks like a player who is either very tired or he hasn't been playing much. But on the other hand, he did play really well against me in the simul yesterday at the same time. Just it's a situation where he needs more time. But yeah, I've had this position like 4 times. Probably like 2 or 3 draws and a win with white. The Robin Gambit says, now I'm curious on after d4. Of course. I mean, d4 is the only good move for black. And then we have to push. This is theory, believe it or not. I think there was like some old Yusupov game where he played this. Kasparov has used the same idea, as far as I can remember. This is the problem now. He has to take. It's a massive exchanges, and white's a little bit better. Sometimes white even goes down a pawn temporarily, but just too many weaknesses for black to hold these pawns in like e6, b7. But this honestly looks like a really bad mistake. I would imagine I just take it and play queen b3. He can't hold on. He's going to lose his key central pawn here. Black's got to be exposed. His king's exposed. Play something like g5. Okay, fine. Maybe you can try it. It looks like it really wrecks your king safety. So I wouldn't do this. When I visit your YouTube channel, the first thing I see is me in tanks and the towel. That's from last year. That's last year's summer stream. Alright. So queen trade seems kind of limiting. But on the other hand, what am I doing? If I take with the bishop, I'm going to have to guard that pawn unless I can play bishop e6. So bishop takes check, followed by bishop e6. I mean, well, this is kind of weird, but he's in bad time pressure. And b7 is hanging. I mean, that's kind of awkward. So he has to go there. Now all my stuff is protected except he's got g5. Okay, so this g5 thing. The g5 thing is for real. We're just gonna have to like prepare ourselves for g5. I'm up pawn here, but it's hard to hold on to it. So I think we have to keep an open mind and look for other advantages. Not just material, not just this pawn. Okay, let's see, queen c7. Do you think we'll still be using napkins in the year 2000? I don't know, Bob. That's something that has crossed my mind. Bishop d5 back. g5, bishop d2, knight takes e5. See, this knight takes e5 is a little bit concerning. G5 followed by knight takes E5. I'm going to go back. Stay on the pawn. Don't be materialistic. Don't be materialistic. Now another piece into the fuel for the fire was what I was trying to say. Another fuel for the fire. Man, that king looks ready to shake and bake. Bishop takes c6, anybody? And we're close to something here. Gosh, this looks toasty. The black king. Black king is loving it. Alright, let's bring it back. Stay tight, compact. Nothing. We're not threatening anything here. Don't worry about it. We have absolutely no threats in this position. What did I just play? Okay, this wasn't the best move. We had better. No spoilers. Tushar's like the master of spoilers lately. Yesterday he was going off with the spoilers. I think Soltigo is not here. You guys seen Soltigo? Those are nice bishops. No, he's just falling apart. Okay, it was tough, but if you see the theory, it goes up till this point, you know, with e5. Probably find my own game in there. My game is later though, 2003. It's probably in there. D takes c3. It's basically forced. Then takes here. And I don't know if black should trade queens or not. You can see white has a small advantage. But typically, something like this happens. Nobody is really rushing to trade queens. And then you can even trade queens or not trade queens. I think queen takes, rook f takes. This is like my game with Borisic. Like bishop takes, and I don't remember. Okay, not this position. Sorry, I meant to play obviously rook takes queen, duh. Here, bishop takes c3, rook c1 or rook b1. Yeah, oh, I had a game with Kalai. I don't even remember. It's ridiculous. Okay. So, I'll draw with Grandmaster Kalai. But it looks like it's stronger to play rook c1. Man. I didn't think I was that much better. Why didn't I play rook c1 against Kalai? Am I crazy? This wasn't like a prearranged draw. I mean, I was really playing this game. Man, this is like white won every game. There's a Hracek game here. I could have taken Kalai out. Instead, I played a stupid rook b1. Theoretical novelty. Oh man, are you kidding me? Wait. Didn't I just see my own game? Where is it? White has a huge score here. Where did it go? Wait, so what did I do? Rook a d1? I wouldn't have played that, would I? I don't know, where did the Kalai game go? Bishop takes c3? Ah. No, Kalai took bishop takes c3. And I probably played rook c1. I'm rook b1. This is LeBron versus Korchnoi. How could LeBron lose with white in this position? I mean, you're down a pawn, but you have these like raking bishops. He must have tried too hard to win. Alright. Anyway, guys. So, good thing I remembered my own game from 6 years ago. Astrobate is up again. Okay. Well, we're getting white every single game. It's like we're getting trolled. LeBron. He's old school. LeBron plays the old Indian a lot. That's funny. Alright, what are we going to do? We're going to play e4. You guys are criticizing me for g3. LeBron. Not LeBron, LeBron. What are my thoughts on the World Championship? No thoughts. My thoughts are empty. It will be better than the others. It'll be better than Anand, and hopefully better than, as good as Karyakin. That's all that I can hope. Anything's better than Anand. See, like, Anand play LeBron, That'd probably be perfect. Probably he could get a sponsorship for, like, more than $1 million. Get LeBron involved. Anand versus LeBron. It's absolutely more exciting than Carlsen against Caruana. Okay, Asterbait. Let's play Bishop e5. Wing Gambit was recommended. Okay, I'm not doing weird opening stream. I think I might have played this against Asterbait once before. Try to take it to him positionally. Because Asterbait... Let's see, Asterbait plays the... Anand's deal with Adidas is reported to be rumored worth more than $1 billion. Anand has a deal with Adidas? That's hard to believe. Are you talking about LeBron? Alright. Bob is trolling us. I believe anything. I'm very naive. Castles. Bob is trolling us. He's talking about, like, LeBron. If Carlsen doesn't find anything, what? Against the Petrov, then maybe he'd be in trouble. No worries, man. Carlsen is still the favorite. A6. Actually, Asterbait played my move, my favorite move, D6. But the jury's out on A6. That move takes away Bishop A6. It seems like a waste of time. You might argue it's a slight weakening. But some players, I've seen some old books where, like, old school Russian grandmasters, if you look in, I think Nesmedinov's games, there was a game like where Shamkovich did this, and the commentators were like, yeah, this is completely normal, but because Nesmedinov played Bishop B5 Sicilian, so I think there's one game where Shamko had pretty much the same position, but I just think it's weird, to do that, honestly. What does white do here, though? Because I think that black can play e5, typically. So, I've got to move, and h3 seems lame. Okay, d4 is possible. Turning into a version of the open Sicilian. Let's do it. I think this is actually counterintuitive. This is probably debatable. Because this makes his bishops look pretty good, actually, and undoubling his pawns. There's some justification because a6 is slow, but I think this is the wrong idea. I don't know what I should play. e5 is possible. It's a weird move, but it's possible. But I don't think Asterbait should do this under any circumstances. He's letting his pawn structure get smashed up. Trading the white square bishop off without real, justification. Asterbait is strategically freaking out. Now I have a pretty position. Judith was hot. I never thought so. Okay, queen c8. I don't really like Judith's fashion style. Rook d1, queen c8. Knight d2, knight a3, knight c4. We could just play b3. If he gets time to play g6, you bishop g7 type of stuff going on. I like the b3. I agree that Asterbate is improving, but I know his weaknesses. That's why I'm playing the Ross Lima. I feel like tactically he's better than he is strategically. He needs to improve more strategically, but his tactics are getting better and better. And I can take advantage of him more in strategic positions. So, fake structure. Like this move, for example, e5, is, I think, a strategic mistake because he's putting too many pawns on those dark squares. It's not an easy position to play, though. I mean, by any extreme. Probably a crazy move here, which is not that ridiculous, would be to sack a pawn with c4. But I try to play differently against different players. Never found chess players hot. Even Nigel Short. Yeah, Nigel and James Plaskett. They're the sexiest chess players alive. No doubt. Those two. This doesn't look good for black. Now, Asterbate didn't really stop to think about all the possibilities. Here. I guess I'm just cheapo. Knight b6, winning the exchange. Bob, you're an expert. Bob is an expert on this subject. Asterbate came close to beating me the other day, but here he's losing a whole rook. Now what's up? Well, we'll just retract our knight and be glad we have an extra knight. Asterbate a fighter, though. At his level, I mean, 1500, you shouldn't resign if you lose a piece necessarily. So the fighting spirit can be good. I've seen him save a lot of bad positions from piece down situations. No, we don't need the fianchetto any longer. This is pretty well secured. I think the e5 pawn is a good fighting move again. C's coming at me with vague threats. Queen h3. This is the obvious move, centralizing. My snide comment indicates he's attracted to some female chess pros. I rarely dated chess playing women. I never was like really interested. There have been a couple, but that's long ancient history. Can we give Asterbate a draw just out of goodwill? No. You know, a funny story about that kind of thing, though. When I was coming up, when I was about, I don't know, 1700, there was this guy who came to our chess club, and when I was just playing weekly, you know, tournament games, and he was rated like over 2000, maybe even 2100. And I remember, not only with myself, but with my friend who was even stronger than me, he came and he would, even occasionally, it seemed like almost lose on purpose. And then later we figured out that he probably did. At the time we were so enthralled, you know, that we beat this guy who was fairly high rated when we were 1800. I don't know what my rating was. It was an upset. He was probably 2050 and I was 1800 or something like that. And it turns out he probably threw some games because he was like trying to I think he was actually trying to get his rating down to qualify his, you know, to be like lower rated for some team tournament, you know, so his team's average rating would be low. But at the time we had no clue, and this was only figured out later on. But I think it wasn't just that. Like he wanted to be kind of a nice guy and help us improve, and not only that, but you know, the funny thing about it is that actually this victory, even if it was given to us, for both my friend and I, it really improved our confidence. We're like, wow, we really beat a 2000 player. And then when we played like another 2000 player, we really beat them because we believed we could, you know. And so the power of positive thinking, you know, in other words, is like massive. You believe you can do it. I mean, it's true. I'm trying to explain the power of positive thinking, Nefedov, you know, and the nice gesture that this guy made by letting us win. But he not only gave us rating points, he gave us confidence. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So next up is Testosterone Morales, Bobby Iobatis. I never know how to pronounce Iobatis. Iobatis. It was a long, badly worded analogy or story about that, Nefedov. I'm just trying to say, you know, letting someone win a game can be helpful, but I think the other guy has to know that, you know, they're not allowed to know that you did it. I mean, if they know that you're losing on purpose, that's not good. Okay, so it's like being trolled where I'm white every single game. That's cool. Yeah, confidence is huge. Bob actually brought this up, and Bob brought up another point, that I play poorly against people when I start to psych myself out against them, like S4 and Bombus for a while. And once I beat Bombus, now I realize he's human. I can do it, you know. But when you get off to a bad start against certain players, you kind of psych yourself out. And you look at certain players have certain records against other players. Nefedov said, do you play 100% against me, or is it sandbagging? Or is it me? It's me sandbagging. It's you sandbagging. I've accused Nefedov of sandbagging his rating in the past. Testosterone and I have been playing this line a lot lately. This was in the Simul game as well. Tushar and I had a counterpoint. Confidence is key, you said. Make him earn it. No, I would never give a game or even a draw to Acerbate or anybody. You know, I like having that perfect score. Testosterone has a couple points. Yeah, I enjoy being sadistic and taking all the points. I mean, when I play my kids, like, I don't always let them win. I mean, okay, if they're gonna cry or something. Okay, Castle C6. Yeah, Rookie won his main line. Actually, this is old school. Usually Testosterone doesn't do this. He's been doing like Knight on BD7. Some weird line. I learned better than to play Knight D7. But I'm not so sure. Okay. C6. I'm playing the subscribers first, of course. On Friday, we'll play an open challenge day. Now, did Testosterone just transpose back into what he didn't want to do? Or is it my imagination? Like E5, take, E6. Isn't that the same thing? So I don't know. The counterpoint was that your strength and weakness is knowing people's playing style. Well, as I was explaining with Bob yesterday, because in the last 15 years I went to Budapest and I played so many of these round robin tournaments where preparing for your opponent, like, you know who you're going to play the next day, is so huge, as opposed to like open tournaments, the old school open tournaments where you just, you know 5 minutes before the game who you're going to play, has changed my mentality a little bit. You know, I try to think a lot more about my opponent than I used to. Let's say, take back time 20 years ago, where I didn't play round robin tournaments so much, and I would be thinking less about my opponents and just playing chess. Whereas now, because of the first Saturday, because of so many round robin tournaments, I've kind of changed the way I approach it. So Testosterone has some kind of pre-prepared variation here. Reminding one of the French a little bit. Taking on d5 just lets him liquidate pretty much everything. I feel like we might have had this once before in the distant past. And if it wasn't against Testosterone, it could have been against some random player in a Blitz game or something like that. So knight c5 is an idea. Go through here. Meanwhile, I have to protect my pawn. Taking on d5 looks like nothing. This is my biggest question, why to move to Hungary. Well, I mean, the main reason why I moved to Hungary was because you can play a Grandmaster tournament every single month, you know. How many places in the world can you do that? I mean, seriously. That was my original reason for moving to Budapest. And then other things went down. I started playing online poker. Online poker was banned in the United States. So I had a built-in reason to stay in Hungary. Since I couldn't play in the United States anymore. It was kind of like accidental but useful that I was in Hungary. Now I'm sort of settled there. But originally for the chess tournaments, using the same exact plan I used yesterday. Queen c1 in our simul game. Alright, Bob. You get a timeout for that. Just rude. Where is Soltigo today? I've already asked this question. Does anyone know? Has anyone seen him? He hasn't been on at all. I'm a little bit worried about him. Ooh, I gave Bob kind of a harsh timeout. 10 minutes. No. I gave him a 10-minute timeout. Alright, he deserves it. That's rude. We've got to keep Bob in line. I need more mods. Are you volunteering, Nefedov? Do I hear you volunteering? S4 says his style is very defensive. It's immediately recognized. Soltigo's with friends. Okay. Usually like sends me a message, but I didn't hear from him. Alright, Testosterone. You're too soft. You see, like if Bob was here, he'd be making all kinds of weird sexual innuendos. If you say that, it's just ridiculous. He needs to learn his lesson. Yeah. Knight e4. I have a bad feeling about this move. My entire plan was slightly flawed, it appears. I guess I could play c3, no? Feels like a flawed plan. We shall see, though. I mean, Testosterone is using way too much time now. I think Bob's enjoying his timeout. There's the move I was afraid of. I'm going to go with this. Oops. Lost the pawn. Oh, well. There goes my B pawn. No, he didn't bite. Testosterone knows. He knows well to be careful. Speaking of acerbate and people who are improving, I feel like Testosterone has gotten kind of tougher too. Soltigo's here. I just put Bob on a 10-minute timeout. Soltigo. Crossed the line. Just so you know. My default timeout is 10 minutes. I should probably lower it. but it just, I don't time out people that often. I feel like a 5-minute timeout would be really more just. It wasn't really worthy of 10 minutes. Tushar, well, I haven't played you that much lately because of the time difference, I guess. But I think it's without a question that Tushar's improving because his rating's going up. We see you've reached like 2200 in Blitz, right? Why did he get timed out? Not important. Okay, knight to d4. So this looks really bad for black. I mean, letting our kingside get shattered here. f3. Get rid of the knight first, and then move my king. I'm not really in a hurry to take that bishop on f5, to be honest. But the knight needs to go. You know, this is just too strong. Out of my position. Well, it was like 2003. I had this psychic vision that Donald Trump was going to become president after watching The Simpsons. One episode of The Simpsons. And so I was like, oh man, I've got to move to Hungary before that happens. No, knight to d3. Okay. Dropping a piece, unfortunately. Let's go. It's Morales next, then Bob Yobatis. Yobatis. Soltigo, I was 2100 plus. What? Now 2200. So we see you going up. That's usually pretty solid evidence someone's improving. So S4 says, I'm specializing in knowing how to evaluate ultra complicated positions. How do you do that? This is the Simpsons Trump prediction is an urban myth. Is that true? I thought that it was real. 6 minutes. Okay, this is an interesting time control. Against Morales, who plays... Okay, he plays the Budapest Gambit. That's always fun. Let's let him do that. We let him play the Budapest Gambit. What does he play? The King's Indian? If you don't play the Budapest Gambit, what does he do on knight f3? Just out of curiosity. I was gonna let him play the Budapest, and I said, wait, what does he do? d6, so yeah, like trying to play for a King's Indian type of thing. I don't remember if we ever had this. So Morales has a kind of unusual setup with d6. Either bishop f5, that's a weird line, or this, even this is justified. You could say black is playing a tempo down in the Dunst opening, or Verisov, but it's just not a good square for the knight. It's boxed out, you know, it just doesn't have access to these squares. I never play this. I just thought I'd throw it out there, something different. We see, like, I've got a lot of games. Actually, Morales is at 91 games played against me. Yeah, against US4 yesterday. I mean, my position was so complicated. I really thought I was worse when I was better. So it's a matter of getting psyched out. I've had kind of bad results against you because the positions do get so complicated in the simuls, and I'm really usually short of time. So I've got knight b5. Can we do it? And should we do it is maybe the better question. The Aronian bluff, or whatever New in Chess called it. Knight b5, knight a6, c4. If c6, knight back. And then something like d takes c. Are we just down a pawn for nothing there? It's like Beavis and Butthead. Hey, where's Panda? What's up, guys? Hey, I'm the Chess Panda, and I like playing crazy openings. The Verisov. I'd rather play h4. So the thing is, he didn't guard against this in a classical way. I can play knight b5. And I think that Morales there should play bishop d6 instead of knight a6. But maybe it's not so bad what he did here. So c4 check, I go back. We're going to go for this. Try to justify our bad knight. We can bring the knight back. He didn't play bishop b4, which was maybe a good move. This knight is a bit weird. The Panda is possessed. No, I'm just kidding.
No!
No, I don't like that one.
No, no, no!
No.
For the last time, no!
Web of Dark Squares, the most instructive chess games ever played by Irving Chernev. This is, I said Irving Chernev. It's not Irving, it is Irving Chernev, right? That's a famous game that I referenced recently by Rubinstein. How to handle this exactly, though? I think the dark square bishop exchange, it just isn't right for black, really. Not quite as good as Rubinstein's position, maybe. I can even play c5 and take on a6. Panda. It seems illogical, but at the same time, he is trading pieces. Take on d6 and then play c5 and then actually take on a6. Try to focus on the bad structure. You know what they say, guys, about a bad plan, right? A bad plan is better than no plan at all. To beat an old drum. So, I feel this is quite controversial, what I'm about to do here. To the point where I'm having trouble bringing myself to do it. That kind of hurts to actually play that move. It hurt me physically to play that, to give up my white squared bishop for that knight on a6, that sick knight. Could have taken the pawn directly on a6 though. I was surprised. I thought he was going to play a5. Well, it's not going anywhere. If it is, its friend falls. Irving Chernev. Okay. Sorry, Bob. I know the 10-minute timeout was a little excessive. I really would have if I had time to modify it, would have timed you out for 5 minutes instead of 10. All right. We got to eat this pawn before it's too late. Yum yum. So he's just trading pieces, but he's down a pawn. I mean, down a panda. Then he takes d7. How about f4? Weakens my king side further. So e5, b4, b4, b5 isn't going to happen. The bishop on f5 is cutting through this diagonal. That's pretty irritating, actually. He's trying to break out with e5. b4, no time for that. Well, and we could play it. Probably doesn't hurt. He played e5 immediately, allowing me to play b5, but then he has bishop d3, so it's kind of a trap. He's trying to get me to do this, so he has this nasty in-between move. The nasty in-between move has been called. Alright. Queen can come back, it can protect. It's like it's a good French where I traded off my bad bishop. Let's think about it that way. I can't mess around here too much. When it hurts to give up the bishop, you're either getting better at chess or you're not improving. One reason or another. It hurts to give up that bishop on a6. Well, his knight is horribly placed. It's on the side of the board. It's very painful to take that, you know. But if I'm going to damage the structure and maybe win a pawn, Machiavellian personality disorder. Is that what you're saying? Import electronics. Okay, rook fd1. Just trying to stop bishop d3. I'm trying to play b5, guys. I'm also securing d4 so I can recapture with the rook on d4 and not let him rip open the e-file and assassinate me. This bishop is a pretty strong piece, but it's a ghost piece of a sort. That's not the point, right? What's this move? He's going to play bishop f5. Maybe... That's a strange move. Bishop f5. He's not really going to do that. I don't think he thought this through. This bishop c2. What's that do? It doesn't seem like a well thought out plan. Queen f5, rook c1, and he's all jammed up. Now he just had to move again. So we're really making progress now. D the b5. D the b5. Do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this? He has some compensation, I would say. Takes on d4. I have to take back with the pawn, which wasn't really what I wanted to do. I mean, you could take with the rook, but then the c-pawn becomes extremely weak. Let's see. ed, rook takes. cb, rook takes d5. Maybe I can win a pawn after all. A second pawn. 2-for-1 sale. Be counterintuitive. You know what didn't occur to me? Like just playing b6, that might be an interesting idea, but it's pretty hard to support it with that bishop guarding b1. But I have this now. My rook is extremely well placed. And that's a long name. Morphy's Red-Headed Sheepdog. How many characters is that? I don't mean to be like Sherlock Holmes. But I was reading Arthur Conan Doyle the other day. Sherlock Holmes like counts the steps in his apartment building just for fun. Okay, queen takes b5. 2 pawns. I'm just so materialistic. But I like the extra pawns. They're handy to have. All right, bring a new rook into the game. It's the second time we've seen an instance of Morales like trading pieces even though he's down pawns. Generally not a good idea. Though in this case he's probably hoping for some sort of back rank trick, because I do have a back rank issue. I should probably play h3 if I get the time. Alright, I think we're just crushing here. Massive advantage to white. Rook takes. Rook takes. Rook takes. Queen takes. Queen check. We're just up too much stuff. And then queen d4. Everything's protected. And I'll just get rid of the back rank problem on the next move. This is extremely strong. This is going to win the game, the c5 pawn. He might get a check or two. We can live with it. Yeah, you'd think... I don't think that Arthur Conan Doyle was a chess player. I was thinking it would be interesting to add a chess anecdote into that period, you know, like the late 1800s. It would be cool if there were like a Sherlock Holmes story when, I don't know, like Morphy, well, a little later than Morphy, maybe Steinitz was, you know, involved in crime or something. That'd be kind of cool. All right. C6, anybody? H4. What am I doing with H4? Just putting my pawns in the right color. Weakening my kings. I like fixing the pawns in the correct color. He's got one check. I'm like trying to screw this up. But I think I have a pretty good fortress. This is protected by the queen. My king hides on h2. I really didn't think you would try that. That pawn is awfully close to a touchdown. Does have that move. I don't believe it. I'm messing this up. Am I messing this up? Is my pawn good enough? Okay, so like check. Joke about some kind of perverse perpetual. He could have played queen e1 there. I have no idea what's going to happen. Oh, wait. What is this? Oh, it's mate. He resigned. I thought I lost on time. It's mate. The two queens, but I thought I lost on time. I was like not looking at the clock. Didn't you have a perpetual here for real though? You play queen e1. I mean, how do I can sack my queen. I can sack my knight actually, but I don't think that's winning. How do I draw? Or, I mean, how do I try to win here? Queen e1. There's a win? I can't believe this works. This is like pure luck. Knight takes f6 check. Just pure accidental luck. King g6. And then I can defend h4 with knight takes. That's ridiculous. That's a great variation, right? I did see knight f6 and I would have played it, but I don't know that I would have seen queen e7. I might have just grabbed here, you know, but this move just ends the game. So kind of fortunate he didn't have a perpetual there. A fictional Sherlock would be cool. Okay, Ubatis, Nefedov, and then Mr. Coffee's the next subscriber. Oh, Bob. Bob. I didn't mean to punish you, Bob. I'm sorry. I'm not punishing you on purpose, Bob. I'm just not used to that new handle, Bob Sacamano. So we'll take Bob next. I'm not putting you on punishment, Bob, because of the rude remark you made earlier. I'm just really, like, not used to you having this Bobby name. I will accept your challenge next. It's like you're throwing me off with the new handle. I see Bobby. I'm like, who's that? Bobby's next, and then Ubatis and Mr. Coffee. Slav defense. All right. What are we gonna do with Nefedov? It's starting to drive me nuts. He's driving me nuts with the Slav. All right. Well, let's play e4 again. Bob. I'm saying Bob forever. I'm calling everyone Bob. I wonder why. I think I know why. Okay. Nefedov had a simul game against Daniel Gormali, the grandmaster from the UK. And he did submit this a month or so ago to the stream. I'm gonna play a different variation though, like the Ouija. Spectacular Camel, drop your challenge. Too late, too tired. It's cool. I understand, man. I also don't like playing when I'm tired. If you guys feel like you're too tired to play, you probably shouldn't. I would recommend like reading a book, or I mean, if you want to spend time on chess, but you don't. Nefedov played this quickly. He must have looked at the theory. If you want to spend time on chess, but you feel tired, probably it's in your best interest not to play, but to study. So. And even tactics problems are hard to do when you're tired. I would play through some annotated games or study a book. That would probably be or watch a chess video. Probably the best time to watch a chess video, actually. I don't know how your retention will be, but more useful than playing when you're tired. I'm running out of drinks. I drank my water, my beer, my iced tea. No, I still got water and a little bit of iced tea. This is kind of a homemade variation. Spassky played Queen C2, but it's not really known theoretically. What do we do? F4, F5. Rook G1. Attack.
Yes.
Well, yes.
I like that because it sounds like Montgomery Burns. Is it weird that I like Montgomery Burns? Smithers. That's it. That's all for my Simpsons imitations today. Rook G1. Just circumventing black from comfortable development here. 10. Nice to see you ruthless. Yeah, I mean, my old school self was very, very aggressive. I've become more correct in my old age. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Like most things, it has its positives and negatives. You know, I was about to play F4, and then I was like, well, maybe we should play this first. It's not that I'm not capable of playing wild chess. It's that I've kind of taught myself not to do it, because I know that against strong players, oftentimes you lose. More often than not. It doesn't work. Like my joke about tactics. Like 90% of tactics don't work. I've played like a maniac many times in the past, S4, and I've learned slowly, the hard way, you know, that in most cases it doesn't work. Crime doesn't pay. Now, it's interesting that queen is well placed because he's spiking that pawn in a lot of lines. I wanted to play F5. So what should I do? We have plenty of time here. I like having the advantage of not committing myself to castling queenside. We're kind of running short on other options, obviously. This is pseudo development. What's your favorite band, film, and book? I was just telling my son yesterday. Who was I telling? I was saying to somebody the other day, I hate when people ask me like what my favorite things are. But that's a sort of unfriendly thing to say. Yeah, my favorite band is probably the Pixies. As far as books, my favorite film is probably Apocalypse Now, and but I like the book by Joseph Conrad. You know, Heart of Darkness. My favorite. This is tempting now. My favorite book. I have to think on it. Okay, just attacking F4. Nefedov playing this very aggressively. I guess we go E4, E5, Knight E4. I feel like I'm playing like Saul. Maybe I just play... No, there's no time for Queen D2. So we're all in with this move. Totally coffee house. Your last bits, thanks. You're officially poor now. This is just for you. S4. So... E5. And, we're going to lose a pawn. I will say sacrifice a pawn, most likely. You can play Rook G4 if you really want to be materialistic. Tartakover. Unopposed knight on the 6th rank. Outposted there will decide the game. You'll sinner, what about Laszlo? Just want to mention, I found the game again. My game against Laszlo Varázs. But I played him more than once. Was it a draw or a win? We had a couple draws and I won one. That was my worst tournament of my life. I lost one of my worst tournaments of my life. I lost 4 games in a row. I've only done that twice. Last December and this tournament. I beat Laszlo Varázs. That was my only win in the whole tournament. It was really sick. I had 4 losses in a row at one point. It was an insanely strong tournament. I mean, like, the average rating was probably like high 2400s. FIDE. But poor Laszlo, he was on his last legs by that point. You mentioned you found a Panov game in the lichess. Okay, this was a draw. Where you played white and blundered in move 13 and wondered if it was a real game. Oh, with Laszlo Varázs. What do you mean I blundered? But, like, what was the result of the game, Mule Skinner? Okay, so that was... But that's weird. I blundered with white. I blundered on move 13 and he didn't see it or something? Because I never lost to Varázs. I never was ever in trouble against him. I think we only played like 2 or 3 times. It was a draw. Okay. Nefedov goes with his better instincts now. Busted open. I'm playing like S4. But Nefedov now in a complicated defensive position. We're playing the whole board here. It's like a really messed up Alyakin's defense. Alyokin. I'll have to check that out after the game, Mule Skinner. If I blundered like we weren't aware of it, there's the likelihood that it was a quick draw or something, and we just made some quick moves and we didn't really think about it too much. That's possible. Maybe we just sat down with Varázs and made like 15 quick moves or 10 quick moves and agreed to a draw. I usually wanted to try to beat him because he was really failing at that point, but it's possible that I just gave him a draw once or something. I don't remember. I remember a game where he equalized legit against me, and I had to just accept that it was equal, you know? And I tried, but it was like equal. We'll see if that's the game. I don't know. That sounds wrong, though. The game I'm thinking of probably was like 25 moves. The knight is godly. Yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good. We got the pawn diamond, the hardest known substance in chess. H4. Come on, play H4. Nefyudov, H5. Lots of play here, Catalan style. Opposite color bishops is good. We like the opposite color bishops. This is going really well. It looks like Nefyudov is close to falling apart here. Our king is safe. We have a monster center. And we're only down a pawn for all that, which is pretty nice. The H4 could still be on the horizon if Nefyudov decides to castle. The Ponda is just chomping at the bit to play H4. Games from 1998. Yeah, okay. Then that makes sense. I was chasing my final IM norm. I can take a pawn on B5 here, but it feels very materialistic. Yeah, it may be the best move. Move 11 just resubscribed. 13 months in a row. Lucky 13. I like this position a lot, though. Everything is just working, you know? Harmony. Chess harmony. So, what now, Wesley? It's kind of sad to trade queens, but I'm not really trading queens in the strictest sense. He's giving up the exchange. He saw that, you know, rook d8 takes, and knight f6 check. Nefyudov is the walking dead here. Where's Merle Dixon when we need him? Where's Merle? Myrtle the turtle. Okay. Nefyudov not giving up. We got an hour left almost in the stream. Quick knockout. So I want to just throw up, not throw up, but I want to bring up Mule Skinner's example. And what's this? So he said, oh, I made a mistake? What? I was white and I did this. This was like some kind of prearranged draw. But what happened? No, I mean, the simple explanation to this game, Mule Skinner, is that what would have happened? Does that make any sense at all? No, I mean, this has simply been entered into the database, you know? My handwriting is atrocious, so I don't know how Laszlo Vadaj was, but the simple answer there is that it's not about, you know, maybe this is a prearranged draw or something, but the handwriting was just bad, and I think whoever tried to enter the game and misentered it, that's all. That's why it's looking like I made some crazy mistake. You know, data is only good as the enterer of the data, right? I think that was just simply misentered into the chess database by the wonderful staff at First Saturday Chess Tournaments in 1998. It was a quick draw. I don't know why at that point in 1998 I would have given Vadaj a draw so easily with the white pieces, but I'm sure there was some reason. All right. So we are back to more challenges. So it's Bobby Sacamano. Yeah, I didn't know which game you were talking about. That wasn't something in my mind, but you know, that's a standard line, but the moves were transposed or something. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just discussing this old game I had that Neil Skinner found. Usually I play b6 here. Too tired, too slow. Well, I think the beginning, the bishop g4 is very interesting. This is a like less explored variation, which I know the engine recommends. Neil Skinner, sorry, Nefedov, but I mean, I think your position was okay until a point. You know, we'll have to look more deeply. Just found the game because you made the blunder for real and Blitz. That's funny. No, I would never have done that. That's for sure. Just a quick draw that got misentered. Okay, Queen's Indian transposition here. Can I play anything else? Like bishop e4 check doesn't seem right. I guess I could play at c5 there. Did I miss the golden opportunity to play c5? Maybe that's the best move here from the theoretical standpoint. I'm going to have to play d5. I actually play this line with white. But maybe we can play knight h5 a la Magnus Carlsen. This looks like a game I had against another Hungarian master. I was white against what is his name? Don't remember. One Hungarian IM. I've also seen Christian Sabo play like this as black. Just solid. Can I do like g6 even? I was thinking g6. Rather than weaken my white squares. I can afford to weaken my dark squares. I can't afford to weaken my white squares. Why is that? Well, I can afford to weaken the dark squares more because I have an unopposed dark squared bishop. A lot of times, like tournaments where the moves are... This was back in 1998. You know, there was no really good chess websites to relay games and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just coming down to the quality of the players who enter the games in. But my handwriting's atrocious. If you've ever seen, I'll show you guys one day one of my score sheets. It's like they make fun of doctors. I'm worse than your average doctor. I just scribble. The worst I ever saw was like Ginji Hashvili, my former mentor for a brief period. Roman just literally... Actually, Igor Ivanov was another guy. R.I.P. Igor was supposed to be worse. I never physically really paid attention at the time to his handwriting. But he would just make big slashes. Just the scratches on the score sheet. Like, especially when he was drunk. Like, Igor didn't really care. Sometimes he wouldn't keep score, too. If he was drunk, he just would stop keeping score. And they had to remind him. Like, Igor, you've got to keep score, okay? Okay, so he would just go and... That's the story I've been told. He would just write slashes on the score sheet. I don't think that would fly today. I'm closing this up. Reminds me a little bit of the game I lost to Mule Skinner in the simul. White has given up the bishop pair, but he has a lot of space to compensate for it. This is an interesting thing. JCS made a point about Nefedov's game. Also, I think you really need your bishop to defend your queen side from what I understand about the structure. This is a very, very interesting point, JCS. Well, anytime you're going to play like b5, if that bishop is missing out on g4 or something like that, exactly, excellent strategic point. If that bishop is missing from its normal post in the semi-Slav on b7, yeah, that's a very good strategic point that JCS is making about the last game for black's position. So he's got to be careful not to play routinely with that bishop out on g4. Yeah, it's not easy. Okay, Bob prevents f5, but weakens the dark squares slightly. It's kind of like a hippo sort of thing going on here. Can play knight a6 maybe. But knight d7 allows b4. Could also just simply play a5 and forego. We're in full hippo mode, basically. Bishop will come back. It's like a reverse Gurgenidze Khan on the other side of the board. We'll come back to c8. This is a standard Queen's Indian idea. Bring it back. Come here. Maybe c5. But I think more importantly, we're stopping b4 and getting this bishop back here, supporting f5. Now, Bob, castling kingside doesn't seem like the most flexible approach for white. Maybe not bad. That gives us panda chances. Oh. Hey, what's up, Bob? How you like h5? Alright, Bobby. So we have the new possibility of h5, h4. Add pawn to style. Whereas, you know, I don't know, my approach would be different, obviously, if he hadn't castled automatically there. Not agreeable. A new concept. What's the time control for the viewer tournament tomorrow? Okay, good question, Move 11. We hadn't decided this. I think we should go back to rapid. So tomorrow, same time, 4:30. Rapid chess, 7+2. If you guys want to tune in, we have a viewer tournament on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, 4:30 EDT. Shall we ponder, or should we develop our pieces first? Let's develop a little bit more. The knight is kind of controversial. Yeah, he's setting that up. A3 is a strong move by Bobby Brady. Maybe I don't play knight c5 at all. I mean, if he's just going to hit me with that, b4. This is a very well timed move, a3. So probably I shouldn't be playing knight d7. I should have gone h5. It's not too late to play a different plan. We just hold the queen side. Let's just migrate our king. We'll let him play b4. This is not that good as I had hoped. Looks like white is better. We're basically in holding mode on the queen side. I think I still like Ponda's idea of h5, h4 though. Carving out some dark squares, trying to get something going on the king side. The knight does a good job of stopping the c5 advance. But I guess white is better here. I'm a little scared. Never lost against Bobby. We've only played one game. So 7-2. Yeah, 7-2 rapid tournament tomorrow, 4:30 EDT. Guys, thanks for supporting the stream with bit donations. Acerbate, Spectacular Camel, Merle Dixon, everyone. Now the queen d2, so that's weird. He's connecting his rooks though. That makes sense. I wanted to play h5 anyway. Where can my knight go? Knight f8, knight h7, knight g5. Bob the space advantage. S4 is going to sleep. Good night or good day. Way to go, man. 7+2 viewer tournament tomorrow night, guys. 4:30 p.m. That's the last time I'm going to say it. So Move 11, thanks for bringing that up, though. We did not discuss it. Guys, you can also check out our Discord channel, Pub Slaggy. Mr. Coffee. Well, I think that Mr. Coffee, JCS, Nefedov's plan with Bishop G4 is okay, but he has to follow it up correctly. I guess that's the key issue there. He can't play Bishop G4 and then continue as if it's like a standard Slav position, which is sort of like what happened. Ponda. Hey, it's my favorite move. They look like bamboo, you know, when you play H5 or H4, it makes me think of food. So knight G4, Bob is letting me decimate his pawn structure. And then Bishop G5. Now something like Queen F2, all is not forgotten. Queen F2, Knight F6, double attacking the knight on G4, which is handy. Yes. So there's no time for fancy business with Rook F1. Too many attackers. He's just... Let's make sure no bad things are happening to me here. King takes... Let's see, king takes. King takes isn't necessary. We'll just have to hold the B5 knight with bishop D8. Maybe Bob's okay here. Actually, I hate playing that move. I wish I hadn't played bishop there now. I can go back. Go back. Subtle threat. Now he's got a problem. He missed his window opportunity to play knight b5. Great idea by KSH Kishikasa. I mean, man, queen g8 is Botvinnik. You know, queen g8, queen h7. That's literally a Botvinnik game. Yeah, great idea, man. I thought I saw it like the moment after I made the move, which is so classic, but as is always the case, you see it like one move too late, basically. Maybe bishop g4 was a stronger move than bishop d7. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is like 100 times stronger, and I'm kicking myself for not playing it. Alright, well, there's nothing happening on the H-file anyway. Sort of sad to give up on that, but what am I going to do? Let me grab this guy. He's got 96 check. 96 check. Don't joke around with me. He's got 96 check. I can't allow that, okay? We've got to go here. Almost let him do it. That doesn't work. He's like listening to the stream. Okay, I'll do 96 check. Poor Bob. Yeah, it's over. Too many bishops. At the end of the day, my bishops took it down. Pepe Lu, thanks for hosting up to 6 viewers. If you could play chess with anyone in history, who would it be? Well, that's a cool question. Yeah, that's a really great question. Alright, we're going to end up with a couple more subscriber games. I'm not going to play a rated 8-0. This guy is like 2200, 1600 bullet, 2200 rapid. That makes sense. That's normal. I don't think so, buddy. Alright, Mr. Coffee's up next. Who would it be? I mean, there'd be so many players. It's hard to decide. Maybe Alyokhin. Alyokhin. Lengyel Bayless, hero. International master from Hungary. He just worshipped the former world champion, Alyoshin. Alright. Queen g8, yeah, good idea. Now d4, Mr. Coffee, with an unusual variation here. It's like a Marshall defense reversed. You know, having an extra tempo is a handy thing, so... White's probably not that bad here. d5 is the best move. Can you play maybe like c4? Try something. I've seen stuff like this. With the extra move in hand, it's not that bad for white. Maybe you can try to play like g3. It feels like you should try to play c4. I made 2 mistakes. That's probably about my average. Percy Hepworth would play like the Master Yates. That's pretty random. Why would you pick Yates? What is it about him? Alright. Oh, e3. Okay. So it's like a Marshall defense, literally with colors reversed. I'm going to go for it here with e5. Aggressive move. I think it's principled. So guys, we got the best part of 40 minutes left. I have time for the remaining subscriber challenge. And this guy won't stop with the rated challenges, dude. I don't play rated challenges, especially now with people who are 1600 in bullet and 2200 in rapid. I am taking casual challenges, and that would be cool. You'd be the last one on the list. Erdna. Bad sign if there's like a 1,000-point difference between your opponent's ratings and different time controls. Knight f3 here. So back it goes. Marshall defense reversed. So if I play knight c6, we can play e4 with white and be literally playing the Marshall defense. As if the pawn went from e2 to e4. Though he might have other moves, the Russians would bring special players. I can play e4. This is also pretty good. Going for the space. Interesting opening by Mr. Coffee, making me think. I do accept chess 960. Yeah, but only 1 or 2 for a stream. Cormoran. I used to do it lately. We haven't had anybody who really wanted to play chess 960, but I will play 1 or 2 chess 960s. You discovered last year he went to the same junior school as you. Wow. That's really interesting. We'll have a Ouija board chess stream and try to bring back the souls of Alyoshin and Yates. So here Mr. Coffee has a couple of tries. There's bishop e5, playing it like a kind of Nimzo, and there's c4 striking the center. That's actually Queen's Gambit accepted, like reversed, it looks like. It just depends on the time, Cormoran. I've got to play move 11, and then the other subscribers, or the other players in the list. This challenge won't fly, it's too fast, 3+2. So Mdam Laki, if you're watching the stream, you've got to make it at least 5+3. Because I want to have time to talk about the game. This move is really, really passive for white. So it appears that I should play e4. Not the only move, but it seems worthwhile. I'm pushing his knight back. And knight d4, okay. Changing the structure in a way that I think this slightly compromises white. You know, it's giving me e3, Rudolf Spielmann style. Sacrifices. Black is better, I know. Because Stockfish told me. Not directly, but I've seen so many structures like this, and the computer gets super excited when it sees this kind of structure. Where I've got this big majority on the king side that's very threatening. So I don't know. He's going to try to get counterplay with c4. It's like a French, basically. Should I try to play f5? Interesting question. But I don't play like 2-3 or 3-2 because there's not enough time to talk about the game if I do that. This is like a more fundamental move, but blocking my f pawn may be a mistake. It seems too soon for e4. Yeah, I mean, normally not. I was even thinking about it right away, to be honest with you, though. You know, like, I think it's legit to play. Yes, it's not the most flexible move, but I think there's legitimacy. It's like the Alekhines defense. You can play it even a move earlier. Here, e4 it's legitimate. It's a Marshall defense reversed. Very similar to lines of the Queen's Gambit accepted. If you think about the line of the Queen's Gambit accepted, d4, d5, c4, d takes c4, e4, knight f6, you know? e5 is like the main line for white there. And there's reason for that. You know, yes, it's overextending a little bit, but there are some plus sides as well. Okay. Ponda is getting a little excited with the possibilities in store. Mr. Coffee's a big Ponda fan. Hey, Mr. Coffee, what's up? How you doing? How's your king side? That's cool. Okay. Just checking. Yeah, it's the Pavel Blatny maneuver. Knight f1. Blatny used to do some weird stuff in the modern defense. Knight f1, knight f8, knight e6. Really gross stuff that I wouldn't even dream of playing. Bob says Dimitri plays in the Simo, man. He's here. So knight g4, bishop takes g4, queen h4, bishop h3, bishop takes h3, pawn takes h3, queen takes h3, f4. That's a long variation. Ponda, you know what he wants to do here. So knight g4 feels wrong. It feels too much simplification. Let's double check. Knight g4 takes, queen h4, bishop h3. Take it, take it, take it. f4, only move. We got a lot of pawns for the piece with like a check and take another pawn. But it's not really convincing, you know. I need another piece in the game. If I try to do the pawn to move h5, it's pretty primitive. Maybe bishop c7 is interesting. Feels slow. Yeah, no, I created the name as a tribute to Sparkle Horse, the group, you know, I mean, the man. But it's not my favorite band, it's just a band I like. Alright, well, Mr. Coffee, alright, we're going to go with h5, whatever. Yeah, I like Sparkle Horse, the band. Obviously, he's deceased, tragically. But the name is just something that I created as a credit to a band that I like. But I go by Slaggy on Twitch. That's an older name for me. I don't have a brand. Okay, now, I mean, bishop takes h2 starting to look like a real thing here. Take, check. Mr. Coffee's a French defense player, but this looks toasty. I don't know. Takes. Knight g4 check. And then queen h4. Is that just game? I don't know, man. I mean, this may just be post toasties. Does this work? It feels too easy to me. He can play king h1 if worse comes to worse. Okay, guys. Oh. I hate the cheerleader one. That's annoying.
Yes.
That's even...
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one. Have you guys seen the frog, the toad from Rango, the movie? There was this toad that got stuck in the bottle in one of the early action scenes. It's like, hey, I let you kiss my sister. It sounds like that. Alright, bishop takes h2. Let's go, Mr. Coffee. Bring it. The panda is here. Hey, how do you like that? h5. Fishing pole, some people call it. Yes, I'm weird. I've got the panda. Alright, so knight g4. And then what? Maybe I should just bring my bishop back, because seriously, just too awkward to have like knight g4 g3. Maybe that works, but I'm too lazy to calculate that variation. Knight g4 g3 h4, bishop takes g4, h takes g. We'll let Mamedyarov worry about that. I'm just gonna bring this guy back, and now we'll get. I'm a fan of jingoistic Mexican characters. Yeah, thanks, Bob. I just thought it's kind of cool. Gringoistic. Okay, bishop c7. Watch a lot of Cheech and Chong movies. Politically correct. I have a lot of Mexican friends. Bob. Alright. Bishop c7. We're bringing up the queen d6 concept. Now we can play knight g4 with impunity. And now it's very strong. I think it's like deadly. Deadly. Deadly, deadly, deadly. h4. Oh, this is brutal. You might want to cover your eyes if you're watching from home. And I just shield the eyes of the small children. There could be, this is definitely not going to be PG-13 or lower. This is for adults only. Pornographic chess. Knight g4, it's not pretty. Was it sound? The bishop takes h2? I hope so. You gotta watch out for the king takes h2, king g3. I hope you don't mean that literally, Bob. Knight g4. The yes button is not as good as the no button. I got your attention. Alright. Yeah, Mr. Coffee's gonna get mated. G3 is pretty much the only move I could imagine, but then H4 is brutal. This has to be game. His king is buried. The Panda coming down with H5. The no means no button. Alright, let's check out the analysis. Was it sound? Was it even the most correct execution? Bishop takes H2. Bob did it to himself. My other question was knight g4 though. You know, was this an interesting idea? Wow, it's totally unsound. That's good to know, because I almost did this. Oh my god. What am I hallucinating here? He has h3. Wow, I could just resign after that. I didn't even see that. That's insane. Ooh, that would have been a little bit of a mistake. I analyzed that variation fairly deeply. Panda was right. Thank you, Panda. Excellent job there with h5. And then bishop takes h2. Absolutely sound. And then here, bishop c7 best. It's game over. Okay. Execution not bad. Good thing we didn't go for that. Rango. Move 11's in the list with a 7+3 challenge. And that's our last subscriber challenge, finally. We probably have time for this game and one more. That's it, guys. Sorry if I can't get to you. Move 11's been tough lately. 2 draws in the last 2 games. I don't know what he plays against Alekine's defense. Alyokhin. 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 Nefedov. 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 I'm practicing my pronunciation of random Russian names. D4, D6, knight F3. So move 11 seems to know something. Seems to know. I don't know anything else other than bishop G4, which is pretty limiting. I was just looking at a nice game, Botvinnik against wait, who was it? Milan Vidmar, I think, in this position. It was horrifying. Botvinnik versus Vidmar from his 100 selected games, C6. I think C6 was played. And Botvinnik was like, okay, knight G5 is good there. So I don't know. I don't think C6 is great. This is more standard. Thank God that's not a tournament game. But was that a mouse slip in the opening, Mr. Coffee, or is that something you were legitimately trying to play? That's what I wasn't sure about. H3. I think this is like the main line. A main line. So bishop takes F3. Yeah, it just gives up my bishop pair. He can always take with the bishop because knight takes C4, queen A4 check plus B7's hanging. Okay, this is old school. This is straight out of like a book I studied 20 years ago. The main line of the Alekine's defense. ED. CD. But you can also play without taking on D6, I think. That's the question. Karpov played this line with white. I think this is really like old school main line for white. Maybe knight C3 first is possible. This is like a simpler way to play. So move 11. Did we ever discuss this? I was there for the game. There was an interesting game, Korchnoi versus Berkesh, at a tournament I attended back in like 2005. And Berkesh was black. He was playing. I thought this was very ballsy to play the Alekine's defense against Korchnoi. In 2005, Korchnoi could still play. He wasn't that old, and he was still dangerous. You know, he was old, but he still had a little bit of bite left. Anyways, I've messed this line up pretty bad in the past by playing knight C6 too early. See, this move I don't know about. Maybe move 11 knows what he's doing, but that's normally played against knight C6. So maybe move 11 knows more than me. I can take here, and he takes with the knight. I take with the knight, he takes with the queen. This is one of Roman's ideas. That's actually pretty good. What about E5? We try to be just playing a more complicated position. I don't know, move 11 seems to be prepared for this. Wow, he's just bringing it fast. He's used 3 seconds. What is going on? What's up with this? Oh my gosh. Hey, what do you think you're doing, man? H4, like a caveman. Looks like bamboo. Alright, the Ponda. Move 11 is just going berserk, man. He's used no time. He's just trying to blitz me, literally. Why is he playing so fast? He must be, I think move 11 must have had too much 5-hour energy or something. He's playing like the fastest he's ever played. Do we play knight d7 and then try to blockade the dark squares? My white squares look horrible. My white squares look truly, truly bad. So that's what's going to happen next. Nevertheless, I need to defend. I need to develop my pieces here. I did not anticipate that move. I was expecting bishop d3. Of course, the move in question is a developing move. Maybe superior. I'm scared though. Move 11 is moving too fast. He's freaking me out. I'm not supposed to use no time. The pawn to cult. Pawn to. Alright. But he loves it when people play like this. Maybe I should just go for it here with like e4. e4 knight d2. I'm going to lose a pawn on that line. In that line. Oh man, Ponda is cringeworthy. Alright. That's fair. You're entitled to your opinion. What am I doing here? Running out of time. I don't like my game. Looks like move 11 was super well prepared and he's got an advantage here. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. It's like the time I lost. Remember I lost to this isn't gonna help, is it? Time I lost to Attila Turzo. Similar line. I don't like my position at all. Of course his king has to go somewhere as well, but having more space, that's a pretty big advantage. This has all been home prepared, obviously. Guys, I have time for one more game. Most likely one more game. I play Erdna. He's next in line. Gotta go. The pawn to cult. Hey, sorry. I didn't mean to be weird, okay? Okay? I love you guys. I get excited, okay? Space-time advantage. This is ugly. God. What am I going to do? It's a horrible position for black. This is a waste of time, too. But I didn't see a good move. I mean, all my moves are bad. A6, rook c8. I'm just dead spatially. This is really bad. It is a crummy Alekine's defense. How did you know? Okay, it's not like my main repertoire. Move 11 was well prepared. Now he's starting to use time. I mean, he has bishop d3. I like that. Knight d2. He's got this trash compactor on this queen side, man. That's the main problem. If the trash compactor lands, reminds me of Star Wars. There's this trash compactor scene in the original Star Wars. There's a guy named Brian McCarthy. He was the first one I heard say that. B4 C5, but I only like the original Star Wars. So move 11 is just gone to the tank. He played all these moves like instantaneously. Now he's thinking, we've got time for one more game, guys, and I'm out of here. So I like his way of playing, though. You know, use your time when you need it. It's increment. He played the opening instantly, like a pro, like Geary or something, and then he's taking his time in a new position that he's never played before. What should I have played there, honestly? Instead of bishop f5, okay, rook c8. But what am I doing? I mean, I have nothing. b3, and now I guess rook c8 is the best, the lesser of the evils. Maybe move 11 got disconnected. Is that possible? I thought earlier he said something about his connection wasn't good. Paschall 99. Thanks again for subscribing. What's your name on lichess? Let me know if you're actually challenging me, because I'm not sure if you told me before. what your name was on lichess. Subscribers can always play first, except on Fridays, guys. Fridays I'm doing like an open challenge day, you know, so we don't favor just the subscribers. I might need to play more e5 as black. Yeah, I mean, that's the professional move. I tried to play, I played e5 badly yesterday against Dimitrios. I played a bad Berlin defense. I got too ambitious. It worked out and I drew, but the way I played the late opening was very, very bad and typical for a player who doesn't normally play. Playing an opening I don't normally play. I think move 11 is disconnected. He wouldn't have thought this long. He was moving like instantaneously. What do we got? Can we see? He's got a green there. Doesn't that mean his connection's okay? Yeah, he's got good sign next to his connection. Excellent connection. Are you sure that's an excellent connection? He's been thinking for 5 minutes on this move. This is like gonna be the record for the longest think on any move, I think, from my my stream for a single player ever. That really, I'm not sure I've even done 5 minutes on one move. I probably have. Bishop g6. No. I'm stuck with this. White's clearly strategically better. He's gone with this sort of safe plan of putting like a knight on e4. He's got f4 maybe. I don't think like knight d2 is the most aggressive move, but he maintains his strategic advantage without a doubt. I mean, he doesn't have to do anything really. I can't really do anything. I mean, f6. We need tactics, and I don't have any tactics. It's a big problem. Man, this is the knight b5 is becoming another issue, but he doesn't have that yet. It's just a masterful positional game by White, and my only hope is to win on time. 2 minutes, yeah, for a 5 minute game is not that unusual, but 5 minutes in a 7 minute game, that seems even more harsh. Man, this is just awful for black. Gosh. It really makes you want to play the Alekhine's defense. Alyukhin, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Yuck. Gotta try to keep knights off of b5. Knight c5 is horrendous. I can castle, develop my pieces, I guess. He could sack a bishop on h5. Maybe I'd almost welcome that. Ponda would welcome it, that's for sure. Knight a8 is just perverse move. I'm gonna walk away. Just walk away. This is bad. I'm toast here. He was crushing me last move with knight g3. He had it last move as well. This is going south rather quickly. One last drastic try. So ugly. It's truly ugly for black. Cringeworthy. When I think of cringeworthy, I think of this. Someone called Panda. The Panda cringeworthy. This is worse. Okay, f4. Please no g7. Let the amoeba go. The amoebic pawn center has some life left in it. Yeah, maybe time will bring down move 11, but strategically I'm just toast. Gotta go with the pawn amoeba. That bishop takes h4, I guess. Is there a knockout blow? Whatever. Looks like we're coming out of this alive. It lives. For the moment. Time will be his demise. You don't think Ponda's necessary? Oh, it's evil. Did you say such a thing? I missed the tactic already, but I just want to be on the safe side. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Blockade with your king. With 11 losing it on time. He lost control of the position already. I mean, that's true. This is terrible. Everything's protected. So, lucky me. He lost the thread. I mean, I was lost strategically, no question. Guys, last game, Erdna. Sorry, I can't play more. Gotta go. So, we gotta go. Let's try to play a sharp one. Make it fast. King on f8 looks suspect. It wasn't my plan. Well, I'm a big believer in using time when you need it. But, you know, he did use 5 minutes in a better position. I thought he was just disconnected. I mean, it was excessive. It was like 5 minutes. You know, to use half your time, okay. Still not good time management. I'm not saying I have good time management. I would never claim that. Okay, Erdna. Well, let's play something we never played just for fun. Vienna game. We were pretty much strategically crushed. Almost nothing I could do there. He let it get a little out of control. Okay, so the Vienna game, there's a little trend with this lately. Vienna Gambit, what is it? D5, F takes E, Knight takes E4, Queen F3. But looking at this with someone recently, I was slightly unconvinced. This looks like a bad move because black doesn't truly support their center. Interesting, but probably suspect. Losing too much time with the queen. Presumably you go back to E7 here, but black is really doubtful. If you could just take the pawn, if you had 2 moves. There's a funny variation in the Petrov, by the way. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight F6. How does it go? Oh yeah, Knight takes E5, Queen E7. Knight takes E5, Knight takes E4 has been known for many, many years, but it's actually like Queen E7 is better than Knight takes E4, which is interesting. There's some Russian player who actually plays that. Queen E6. Okay, okay. That seems decent, right? Interesting idea. That way he doesn't block the bishop. Yeah, maybe this is a better move than Queen E7, for sure. So now what do I do? Bishop B5. Then he takes and castles now. Could sack a pawn. D4, Knight takes E4, Knight takes E4. Just play Bishop E2 and castle. And have a big development lead, but that's unconvincing. This isn't so ridiculous. I mean, I could play Queen E2 if I have to. Or D3. But D3, D5 I don't really like. D3 looks passive. Knight G5 looks wrong. What do you recommend with time management if your opponent is playing fast for large parts of the game? I think that if it's a long game, you know, you really gotta try not to play fast because your opponent's playing fast. Try to keep your own pace. Now, in a blitz game, it's obviously different. You know, you gotta play fast if you have to, but in the longer game, most people, you know, have more of the problem that they play too quickly. Some people legitimately get in time pressure, and I'm becoming one of them slowly. But I think that the majority players play too fast. Here, I don't know what to do. This is original, you know. I'm sure that white is better, but I'm not convinced what I'm supposed to do here. Interesting line. Nothing really stands out to me as the right move. It's weird. Weird. Alright, make a move. Seems like such a mundane opening. Well, it's like the first time in my life I've ever seen this position, and I've seen a lot. I never played the Vienna game, first of all. And then he like throws this totally random move at me with Queen E7. When it almost looks like F takes E5 is forced. So I just end up in this position where all my moves are logical and basically forced until Queen E6, and then the next move is not obvious, you know. I'm looking at Bishop B5, I'm looking at Knight G5, I'm looking at D4, looking at everything. But none of them really seem superior to the other moves. So D4 is legit. It became like a king's gambit. Guys, last game. We'll be back with the viewer tournament tomorrow. It's 4:30 p.m. EDT, Eastern Time, USA. I'm getting tired when I start saying the wrong time zone. Of course, I do live in Europe for the majority of the year, so it's a reasonable mistake. Was B3 possible? Okay, that's a different idea. No, this is just too fast, you know. I mean, that's very much along the same lines as, like, I was thinking Bishop B5, maybe. It's just too fast. Knight takes E4, too immediate of a threat. I'm very curious to see what the engine will say. Now, this position feels like some kind of freaky gambit he found in a weird pamphlet or something. The first thought is pawn takes pawn. But he plays queen takes e2 check, and then on bishop takes e2, he has knight b4, double attacking c2 and d5. Is that convenient or what? So it looks like it's actually a mistake to play that. ed, queen takes e2, bishop takes e2, knight b4. I don't even know if I'm better there. So we do have e5. He could sack a pawn with knight e4. That doesn't look quite convincing. And his other moves aren't really good either. So I think this is the best. King's Gambit 6 tempos down for black. That's a slight exaggeration. My queen is not exactly great here, blocking my bishop as well. It does look a little slow, admittedly. But I've got this problem. Maybe g3 will be okay. Playing this in the simplest way I can. I don't like that exchange on c3. That seems unnecessary. I think I probably would have played knight d7 instead of knight g8 for black, given the choice. Now we've got serious threats. So he almost has to play f6 here. Okay, h6. Not so easy still. Alright, we'll go the other way. I was going to go out to h4, but if you're going to do it this way, maybe I should go into the center here. Wow, good maneuver. Insane moves. Very nice. Try to use everything I've got, but he's got a6 now. Didn't play it. Stop bishop e5. Rook b8 was hesitant. Now I've got knight f4. It was like a double threat. Knight c5 is strong as well. But Erdna has potential. No, I think he's going. He's gone. Going, gone. Last game, guys. We're out of here. This is going to be ugly. You might want to shield your eyes. Again. It went fast. Now knight c7 check, unfortunately, isn't mate. Check. Takes. Check. King there. That's irritating. You really want to mate right about now. Man, that's really, really making me mad. Just ain't a mate. Or ain't no mate. Let's just do it anyway, just for fun. We're winning all kinds of pieces, but there just doesn't seem to be a mate. Pre-move. That's all of his pieces. I'll take all your pieces. I guess bishop e8. Can I play bishop g5 check? I probably missed a mate already. Somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah. Rook f8. Man, that's mate. Alright. Alright guys, just kidding around. I'm not usually gloating, but we have fun sometimes. You gotta enjoy the win. It was a romantic game for me. I don't normally play this opening, so it was fun. What was going on? It was great. Creative like line by Black. Seriously. You made me think forever here. Totally unknown position. So check it out. I thought for how long in this position? 3 minutes. And I found the best move, dude. Queen e2, according to Stockfish. I wanted to play something more natural. Yeah. I wanted to play something more natural. Wow, the computer's coming up with something. D4 now. What is this? How does this work? Oh no. You know what I missed? This is interesting. I did see d5, thought it was unclear because of d5, knight takes c3. What's the big deal with this? This is totally fine for Black. But I did have a neat move. Knight takes e4, knight takes e4, and I only looked at bishop e2. But king f2. That shows the real, deal there. Who visualizes this line quickly is a masterful attacking player. Still not entirely, convincing that white is winning, I think. This again reminds me of this line I was showing you or talking to you guys last thing. We got to go, but this very strange Petrov. Knight f3, knight f6, knight takes e5, queen e7. There's this guy Afromeyev. There Timofeyev played it and lost against Morozevich. Man, that's going a little too far, dude, to play it against Morozevich. That's a new game from 2018. But I've been talking about this for about a year now. You see this guy Afromeyev? He was playing this regularly against a whole bunch of people. He drew all these strong players. But there's something similar in some of the lines here to what we saw there in the last game. Anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow night for the viewer tournament 7+2 Rapid Chess. Thanks everyone for subscribing and watching, and thanks Soltigo for being here as a moderator. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7+2 Rapid, 4:30 p.m. EDT. Panda is out. Thanks, guys. Good game today. And yeah, that's it. So for Panda and myself, we'd like to thank you again. Please subscribe and support the stream. Thanks for the donations of bits, and you can add a PayPal donation if you enjoyed the stream. Really appreciate it. Thanks everyone. I'm sorry I didn't get to everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night. Cormoran, try to make it. You're a strong player. It's good to have some strong players in the viewer tournaments if possible. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.